Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Lovely sunny Saturday morning in Miami. Just heading to the studio now. We've got a full leg concept to start today for Burton. He's actually flying in from, was he driving maybe from Tampa? He's over here to get started on this leg. So really looking forward to it. Normally I generally tend to do a lot of classic ancient Greek, ancient Roman concept pieces. He wanted something a little bit different, and he's already got like a large piece on the front of the thigh, which is some anime inspired piece done by another artist. So he wants to try and incorporate that. So I thought, why don't we kind of go more ancient Japan with it? I've pulled the concept together, going to show him when we get in. Really excited, and not sure how long it's going to take, but going to try and smash out the whole of the inner shin. Get started on that. Some people think that's the more painful bit, but I think it's actually probably easier than the back of the leg. So really try and get some work done today, and yeah, hopefully he likes the concept. I like getting started on these larger projects.
London in a week.
Yeah, London in a week. That's going to be an interesting vlog as well for you guys. It's going to take you along the journey. We only go back there every, what, like 3 months, 4 months. So really good. It's going to be good to kind of get back and catch up with people.
We've had a crazy week because we just adopted a dog. So it's been a lot, and the whole week has just been dogs. So it's nice to get out of the house and back to normality, isn't it?
Yeah. Sleep has been a little bit interrupted for sure. If you'd have told me that this is what my mornings would have looked like, even like 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. There's something pretty crazy about getting up in it when it's like this.
It's so hot
it's 92
today.
degrees and it's like 10:30. But it's proof, you know, if you stick at it and you trust your vision and you get your head down and you work hard and you just ignore the noise, then you can make something like this your reality, you know.
Saturday morning inspiration for you. Big game of hide and seek.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, literally I get in, it's like trying to find everything.
What's the biggest mistake people make when they're setting their station up or their trolley? We already did machine wrapping 101 last week.
Not wrapping everything that's on the station. You need to use it during the process, then obviously make sure it's wrapped, yeah, with a barrier. That's what cling wrap's for. If you don't need to use it during the process, then take it off the station.
Yeah, that's it. Seeing like people's phones on the station or water bottle.
Yeah. Or like, a lot of clients don't understand that that's like a clean area, so you just got to keep your eye out. I'm like quite OCD. I don't want to kind of have it really cluttered, so my stuff is in the same place every time. Just hygiene, just keeping an eye on it, making sure things are nice and organised. Try and put everything that you're going to need for the session out at the start, rather than having to like keep taking your gloves off and like really adding stuff, and make sure you've got enough of everything. There is also a misconception that you need gloves on when you set up, and it's not true. Gloves aren't even sterile, gloves are just clean. There's actually not a lot of things in the tattoo setup that are actually sterile.
Other than?
Cartridges, they're sterilised, and the ink itself is sterilised. Really, the stuff that's going to go in the body has to be sterile. Everything else, things like cling wrap and tongue depressors, vet tape, barrier foam, all of that is actually just considered clean. So as long as your hands are clean, you're allowed to touch the stuff. But what you obviously want to minimise is touching the area as much as you can that you're going to be using during the process. So just try and touch the outsides.
From a fully qualified nurse.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
All good?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Get it.
I've been putting the concept together. I just want to check out the space. I want to see what you've already got as well. Okay. Yeah, there is definitely a little bit of a gap above the name. And is this, you've had a couple, right?
Yeah, this one over there, and I got a couple of them.
Sweet, so you know the drill, man.
Yes, sir.
Perfect, it's going to be exciting. So, I made some notes about some of the bits that we were going to put in there.
Yep.
There was the samurai in the box, definitely, koi fish, Haku as well, big one. And then I've included some other little bits, like I wanted to kind of run it by you. We've got a temple, there's a gate in there. And then basically the idea is, obviously, I think I spoke to you about it on the call, we can start at the bottom.
That's what we say, yeah, that works best for you.
Because we've got this here, it'll allow me to kind of plan all of the space, and it's a bit of like an ongoing thing. We just kind of have to add to it. The other thing, big focus on me is detail.
Yeah.
And also making sure that whatever we put in the space kind of flows nicely with the body.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think plan is to try and get this bit done on the inside of the leg today.
Okay.
Stuff. This is the front and then the kind of side of your right leg.
Yeah.
So the idea was to put Haku on the inside.
Yeah.
Some geometry to then come through and connect onto the side here, and then I've redrawn almost like a bit more detailed samurai.
Yep.
And then I've framed it, a bit of shading, but designed to kind of fit with the taper of the leg.
Yeah.
Wider at the top, narrow down. Then this area was always a bit tricky because there's so much movement. So we need something which is quite organic and will flow. And that is why I thought the crane would sit perfectly there.
Yeah.
And also gives you space because you've got that kind of like, you've got this kind of big gap. It's kind of not that low.
Yeah.
That allows that wing to come through.
Okay.
I kind of designed this. That's
The
Kaizen. Yeah. That
Like
kind
the
of
Japanese language.
Japanese, the concept
Yeah.
of Kaizen. Yeah. It's
Oh,
like continuous self-improvement, self-development.
Yeah.
Which I kind of threw that in there, see if you liked it.
Okay.
And then Lotus flower. So the plan would then after that be, if you like that samurai horse as well, that kind of warrior,
Yeah.
we'll have a nice space on the back of the leg. If we've got room above, I don't know if we do.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know how hard you want to go. You know?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. At some point, right?
So maybe we put that at the back, and then we've got the, I think, on the inside of the knee, that's where we could then throw in the koi fish.
Okay. Oh yeah.
We'll put it together as we go.
Yep.
I also had the idea of that like Tory gate. Have you heard of those?
I have heard of that. I don't know if that's like my style that much, but
Okay. I was thinking about throwing that up there. What do you think?
I really like it. I like this side a lot too. The only thing is like that, does it have to be that specific symbol? Or where'd you come up with that? Is there any meaning to that?
Yeah, well that's the flower of life. We don't have to keep that in there, we can sub that out.
I just what other...
It's a lot, it's the start of the full thing.
I know, right? It's the first time getting one this big, so...
I've basically drawn and designed Haku here with shading and all of this, all of these other details, the scales and everything else in there. And I've designed it so it will flow nice to fit around the back of the leg. What I'm then basically doing is creating a almost line work version of it just by adjusting the contrast, brilliance and the saturation and stuff like that. So this is kind of based on A4 and I imagine we might need to be a little bit bigger than that. So it might be a case of patching two sizes together. I might just print it on an angle like that and I can get a little bit more size out of it. Also mirror it as well, because we're going to run this through the Epson. I almost don't want this too big, and I want it to take up the entire inside of the leg, but we'll see. I might get away with not having to stitch two bits of stencil together. Someone asked me actually on Instagram yesterday about what printer I use. This is generally going to be your best go-to when it comes to printing for fine line and fine detail. Get yourself an Epson Eco Tank, and then you need to fill it with stencil ink, buy special paper for it, but say goodbye to all of that flicking carbon everywhere. It can't print out detail, whereas this, as you can see, will pick out everything. Right, nice. And my resting heart rate's pretty good as well.
That's really good, yeah.
I can get mine down to like in the 40s.
Okay, that's really good.
The resting, because I think that's kind of residual.
Yeah, with the better your heart like capacity is and strength, the lower it should be when you're not doing anything, and when you are doing anything, it should stay lower too.
And it should be able to come lower quicker.
Exactly, yeah.
Running is not for me.
It's not?
No.
You ride the bicycle or swimming?
Bad
Swimming's
knees.
really
I
good.
love swimming.
It's just such a pain to get in the water, get out. I can't do that every day.
Right, so the plan is just kind of marking the midline of the shin, because with this design I don't really want to come any further round. I want to kind of keep everything from the midline that way. And also the Lotus here with the geometry is going to sit in the middle. I'll always mark out the position rather than just trying to eyeball it, especially in an area like this where you've got a lot of different curves, you know, a lot of kind of, you've got tapering this way and round that way. So a lot of the time you're better off marking it first, checking from a distance, and then you can put the stencil on. You know, there's like certain albums in there that are just quite nostalgic. No? I used to just traditionally use stencil stuff. Recovery as well, one of my sponsors, they make a really good stencil look. So I would also highly recommend that.
was his first time, I can tell.
And I like the way this kind of loops just over the ankle.
Yep.
And
And the back.
and that tail kind of coils around as it is.
What's the biggest mistake you see when like people are starting a piece off?
I think positioning is always underrated. You got to make sure that your client's comfortable, and obviously that you're in a comfortable position as well, because it's going to help them sit a lot easier. It means you can get through it quicker as well. I'm using like a 0.18 3-round liner. If I use a grey or a dark grey, it's not gonna heal right with the skin tone, particularly underneath hair on the leg. So we're gonna use black, but nothing super bold. I've just tried. I'm starting it at 7 volts on a 4mm stroke, and it's actually going in pretty nice.
Is that just years of experience? You can tell how nice it's going in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll generally start a little bit lower, and then if I need to build it up, I can. The skin's quite tight around the ankle, like. It's quite nice to tattoo. It's just a bit of an awkward position because you're working around the ankle bone. But again, just all comes down to positioning. And if you can get the client to flex their foot a little bit like they're doing, it makes it a lot easier. Just even picking out the shadows and the details underneath the, I don't know what you'd call that, like a mane?
Yeah, like
What do you call that on the dragon?
yeah, that's probably like a mane, right? That's the
mane.
closest thing.
So I've done the kind of blacks, and I'm moving on to the dark greys, and then we'll just put a little bit of light grey in, but we're making good progress, man.
Yeah, you are.
Smashed it, pops up. Worth the queue?
45 minutes.
Man, these things, look at this, loaded. It's absolutely loaded. Right, we're back at it after a bit of a break. We're actually making really good progress. I feel like I'm working quite quick with this, which is really good. He's sitting really well, the skin's nice and tight and easy to tattoo, so it's all good. I've been like locked in, been in a bit of flow state for the last 4 or 5 hours. I think the olives were a nice touch.
I was going to add onion and then I was like, no, he's tattooing the rest of the day. That would be a bad move.
So just gradually building the tones up. The dragon itself is from Spirited Away, and it's depicted as like pretty white, like it doesn't have much depth to the body, so we don't need to go super dark with it. I'm really just kind of focusing on contrasting the details. For a lot of this I've just been using a Type 3 from Ghost, and now I'm using a larger gauge 3 to stipple the shade in there. When it pulls on the skin, you can continue working it into the skin rather than using the ink up that's in the cart and then having to read it. It's like you're almost keeping a bit of a reserve on the skin.
What are the new albums even called?
Have you listened to any? Yeah, I listened on the drive here, all 3 of them.
Oh, all 3 back to back.
Yeah, I was like, might as well use the time for this drive.
Which one are you feeling the most?
I like Maid of Honor, that's the one I started with, but Iceman's good for some of the bangers. And then I forgot the name of that 3rd album. What was it?
That Habib T.
Oh yeah, Habib T. I think High Fives is my favorite one on that one. That one bumps.
Oh, like you're already close. See, I only listened to it in the gym this morning.
I
But
remember that one because that's what I've saved on my favorites, but I couldn't call another specific name. But
one of them is like more of an R&B vibe, isn't it?
some of them are like R&B, and like Iceman's kind of like a mix between like traditional rap. Maid of Honor is kind of like a mixed bag of everything.
For those that are watching, we've just got a rescue dog, but our 7-year-old dog is like showing him the ropes, but he's the one that's like not behaving himself now.
It's been a whirlwind week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been pretty. Although he's far better than he could be. It could be a lot worse. Doing our bit, rescuing, you know. And who's going to leave a little spaniel in the shelter? Right, plan for the Lotus is to sit it in this section here.
Oh, nice.
We've got a little scar to cover. this is midline, so we're going to run some geometry down the front and then connect onto the piece that's going to sit on the outside of the leg, which will be like a samurai.
I've always been obsessed with detail, you know. I've always like, I feel my brain just doesn't work in a way of like large scale, no detail. It just doesn't. And I think if you're gonna put something permanent on the skin, you know, I want something that's like striking and you can really like get stuck into. Don't get me wrong, I think, you know, large scale can be really impressive and can look great, but for me personally, I don't want something that just looks good from a distance, you know. Like we sat and had a consultation first, just so I can really understand exactly what the client wants, you know. And I felt pretty confident I understood what you wanted after the call, so. And he's given me kind of creative freedom with a lot of it, so putting that together, kind of doing the initial mock-up, just to make sure that all of the individual elements work well with the anatomy. And then once I know that the individual elements sit in the right spots, then it's refining the design and then putting the detail together, getting the geometry in, getting the pieces to connect right, so it all flows and tells a bit of a story, you know.
So say for example someone eventually wanted to do a whole sleeve or a full back, but they only had one idea to begin with.
Then yeah, I mean, as long as I have a bit of creative freedom with it, then I can definitely help put the concept together. The hardest thing to do is if you've already started with a couple of pieces and then not really planned a full concept and then want to create a concept. That's a lot harder, especially if it's the works from another artist. Like we've got one piece on this leg from another artist, but where it is and how it's done makes it pretty easy to incorporate.
Yeah.
But I've had sleeves before where there's a couple of small designs that maybe aren't related to the rest of it, and my style doesn't really lend itself very well to cover-ups because it's a lot finer, a lot softer. So sometimes I can't do it, sometimes it's just not possible. If I don't think it's going to look right, you know, my name's on the work, so.
Because a lot of people say, don't they, oh, maybe I want to add the geometry on the last session.
Yeah.
That needs to be planned in.
For sure, because it's not just connecting lines, you know, there's other sections in there, and it also has to make sense. It's not just random geometry. For example, on the crane design that we're going to put on the upper leg, part of it is kind of glitched, and section things like that you can't add in retrospectively, you know. How we're putting this together, I've started at the bottom because that way I can kind of work out the space in between all of the designs rather than working near at the top and coming down. Because if I did that, I might end up with a bit of a weird gap down the bottom to try and filter. I do like doing the small stuff. Always have. And in some respects, it's actually more challenging. Like literally no room for error. I'm a bit weird like that. I like the stress.
You do cope very well under stress.
Yeah, under pressure.
In an emergency, he's the person to call. The posture is posturing.
Bad posture. Right, we're on the next stage. So we've just added this Lotus in to fit on the base of the knee. Got a little scar that we're just covering up, although the lines have gone in quite nice on that. Just really still trying to keep the patchwork feel. Nice open space. Okay, so as we did with the other design, focus on negative space. So I've just picked out all of the details and the outline of the leaves. Then I've gone in with slightly bigger needle and picked out all of the shadows. And then by working down, going dark to light in the values, I can kind of see where I need the shading and where I can get away with leaving the skin breaks.
When I go over to the in-laws, it's just like, I play Arabic music for them.
Oh, it's Arabic.
I have a bunch of Arabic music. If I like it, I'll like save it.
It's a bit of a vibe.
You gotta wait for the drop.
Plan on the next session will be to do this bit for sure. Then that way I can. This The piece will kind of fill the outside plus the geometry there, and then it'll probably be the crane.
Yeah.
Although we've still got probably a little bit more room there than I first imagined. And then we've got some koi to go on this side. And once this side bit's in, we'll know how much room's at the back.
Do you support football?
Yeah. Man City's my team now.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you not
Man
just,
City.
did you see the result today?
Yeah, I did. We won FA Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Chelsea, big game. Now
I
we
thought I
got
put my
TV.
foot in it and I thought, oh my god.
Tattoos finished, otherwise I would have had to.
Oh yeah, you're a
left it
Liverpool
half
fan.
done, mate.
Yeah, you're like, my bad. Yeah, big Man City fan.
I thought, oh my god, what if he actually hasn't seen the result and I've just...
Spoiled it?
Yeah.
That's what I was watching when I was eating my sub. I was watching the highlights.
I can't believe it's a 5 memory.
You saw it that way.
Can't wait to have the other side.
Right, sick.
Yeah, right? Let's
Happy
go.
there?
Yeah, looks clean.
And I'm glad we went bigger on the Lotus as well.
I know, right?
Fills the space
Helps
better.
space.
Kind of that shape at the bottom just kind of tapers it off at the bottom of the knee.
Yep. And then the tail in the back too.
Tail at the back. Once that other bit's in, we'll basically have like a space for like circular design there.
Yeah.
So like just wait to take it down.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah.
Session 1. Let's go.
This is one of the hardest parts, isn't it?
Yeah. Turn that way for me. That's it.
Yep. Sorry?
Yeah, keep going. Perfect.
Another busy, long day of tattooing, but it came out really well. Really nice guy, and I got so much more done than I thought I was going to get done. Combination of just a good client, good skin, in the zone. When all of those things align, you can really smash it out. So yeah, really happy with it. I'm going to go home and chill now, and next time I see you in the next episode, I think we might be revisiting Jack's back piece for a little bit more on that. And if I don't see you for that one, then chances are we'll be in London and I'll be bringing you along for the process. But I've now got a week of loads of prep, loads of designs, and lots of behind the scenes going on for that. So jump onto my Instagram, keep up to date with all of those bits, and see you in the next episode.